Father Noli, Father Gerard, Father Henry. Of course, to the Honorable Mayor, the young and dynamic City Mayor of the City of Victoria, soon to be Congressman, the Honorable Javi Benitez. Also, I'd like to recognize, of course, our provincial board member representing the more than 600 barangays of the province of Negros Occidental, the Honorable R.J. Sablan. Of course, equally, I would like to recognize our former board member and the pride of Daan Banwa, your former Punong Barangay, and our former ABC Provincial Federation President, of course, the Honorable Juvie Pipelio. Of course, our dear city councilors who have given us the honor of their presence today. We have the Honorable Dexter Sinido, the Honorable Hermie Milan, the Honorable Tricia Mahan, the Honorable Daglin Tornea of Filenia, the Honorable Teresita Niti Santa Ana Bartolome, and of course, the Honorable Eric Alcubilla. To our dear department heads, our barangay officials of Barangay 9, headed by Captain Rema Alzado, and of course, our other barangay officials from other barangays, our punong barangays, our BHWs, our church people. Sa tanan, mayong hapon gid sa inyo tanan. I would like to say thank you for the honor accorded me today to give a message about the occasion that we are celebrating today, our town fiesta. Indeed, today is a celebration of the victory that took place in this area some 150 years ago. Last year in my message, we have discussed about why in this site, why Nuestra Señora de las Victorias, and why San Casimiro. Today, we will deviate a little bit to a different subject, but still related to the topic of the history of Victorias. Of course, it has been explained well today by Ms. Alzado about the history of Victorias. We are all familiar about Kapitan Gregorio Conlu, about Kapitana Tutang, about their servant Mikay, about the Nuestra Señora de las Victorias, about San Casimiro, and all those involved in that part of the history of Victorias. And also, we know that San Casimiro here has a very deep root in the history of not just Victorias, but also Tukgagwan. It has been known and discovered that San Casimiro image, that probably what we have right now in the Silva Flores family in Barangay 3, ages to like 300 years and was, or is, or I firmly believe is the original image that was brought by the Jesuit priests when they evangelized the Filipinos of Negros Occidental from the years 1700 up to 1750. It has been noted by great Negrense historian Modesto Saunoy that in 1723, the Jesuit priests that came from the neighboring kingdom of Lithuania, where San Casimiro, a prince of that kingdom, who later became their king, came from. So when they arrived in the 1700s in Negros, they started to evangelize in the northern part of the province. And they created their own forency or ecclesiastical jurisdiction, or in common terms, parish, with the boundary from the northern part of Matapang River, where DPWH 1st District is located, up to all the way to the northern bank of Tanhay River. So that's how big the forency of Tukgagwan was in 1728 when they created that forency there, no? And why was the image of San Casimiro left in the city of Victorias? There must be some reason, probably divine intervention or justification why we have today that very old image in Barangay 3, no? That is probably because the center of the parish of Tukgagwan was in Ibi Magalona, okay? And we all know that Moro pirate attacks were very prevalent in the northern part of Negros. Even in some parts of the southern Negros, it also occurred. In the records of history, there were major attacks in the northern towns and pueblos in the province of Negros Occidental in the years 1722, 1750, 1755, 1765, 17, and finally 1785. So in that 1785 attack of Moro pirates in the northern part of Negros, particularly in Tuctaguan, what we now know as Ibi Magalona, the people there, the residents there, abandoned their poblacion for fear of their lives, because whenever Moro pirate attacks, they rape women, they kill children, they abduct able-bodied men and sold them to the slavery market in Borneo. So out of fear, people started to go upland, and for 15 years they stayed there. They abandoned their town. And after 15 years in 1800s, that's when they started to come down again and resettle in their old settlement. But some of them found this bukana in the river of Malihao, which is like hidden from the open sea, which is how we describe this particular area quite clearly today, which they found to be very safe, no? And also rich in marine products, shells, seashells, and fish, no? So that's why they started doing fishing here, built their own little houses, and then eventually settled. But because they called their former town Tukgagwan, they also called this place Tukgagwan in memory of their old place of now what we know as Ibi Magalona. Okay, in 1800s, that's what happened. And then let's fast forward to 1876. 1876 was recently discovered as the year of the creation of the actual pueblo of Nuestra Señora de las Victorias. We have primary documents found from the National Archives of the Philippines that proves that indeed there was a royal decree issued by the Crown of Spain that created this town in 1876. It paved the way for the amendment of that ordinance about our seal, which we now, you can see it appears the year 1876. And, but anyway, going back to the stories that we all know already about all of this, the things that I have just mentioned, let's talk about the person who wrote that manuscript. No? It was Esteban Halandoni. We all know he was the Presidente Municipal in 1928 up to 1931. But who was Esteban Halandoni really was? Esteban Halandoni was a resident of Bacolod, and he was the escribiente, or the clerk, or the document officer of former Governor Melicio Yurac Severino. Governor Melicio Yurac Severino was like the governor of Negros immediately after the end of the Spanish regime in the province. He was among the first, probably the third, from General Juan Araneta to Simon Lizares, and then the third was Melicio Severino. However, he did not stay long in office because when the Americans took over, they did not like him because he was very sympathetic to the Filipinos. So they changed him to Jose Ruiz Luzuriaga, de Luzuriaga. So when Municipal Treasurer Gonzaga, Ricardo Gonzaga of Victorias, with whom that Gonzaga Street, formerly known as Calle Comercio, is named after, went to Bacolod to look for that for a new secretary municipal. That's when former Governor Melicio Severino recommended Esteban Halandoni to Victorias to serve as Secretary Municipal. And on August 1, 1901, Halandoni together with his wife left for Bacolod and started his career in Victorias. He served Victorias for more than 45 years, holding various positions like City Treasurer, Municipal Treasurer, Municipal Secretary, Justice of Peace, Municipal Councilor, and eventually became Presidente Municipal in 1928. So the story that we hear about Kapitana Tutang and Servant Mikay and Nuestra Señora de las Victorias, the reason why we celebrate today, actually originated from that man. So today we remember Esteban Halandoni for his contribution. His contributions to the city of Victorias was instrumental in owning the city that we all love and enjoy today. He was there since the start of the American colonial period to the Commonwealth era to the unexpected intervention of the Japanese Imperial Army during the World War. And he was not an acclaimed writer or historian, but in his own desire to leave something important, something noble for the generations of Victorianos to come, he compiled all the records in his possession as Secretary Municipal and eventually came with a manuscript about the history of Victorias that he called Ang Ginagihan sang Banwa na Victorias. So I pray that today, in our own little ways, we remember the great Esteban Halandoni, and also moving forward, 2 lessons learned that I'd like to share with you is that number 1, that we should always be grateful to God for all the blessings that He has bestowed, not just upon our personal individual lives, but to the city that we are all proud of and serve today, the city of Victorias. We have been through a lot of challenge, but God has always been there to continue and tirelessly bless us all the way. And number 2, lesson that I'd like to share to you is that, as Victoriasanon, let us all be proud that there is something in us that I don't think that all of the people have, and that is our signature resiliency, perseverance, hard work, determination, and wisdom. And in closing, of course, I cannot end this little speech without, of course, giving back our gratitude to the guy who have led us in the last 3 years and have made the unprecedented changes in terms of progress and development for the city of Victorias. Mayor, we don't think that there is really somebody right now that can equal the progress and the development that you have introduced to the city of Victorias, both in all aspects, infrastructure, economic, social, and little things. Mayor is somebody who does not just easily forget. Whenever we meet, I'm sure the department heads can attest to that. He remembers every little single details, and that is, I think, one asset that makes us very proud about you, Mayor. So when you go to Congress, good luck, and I hope that you spread the good things that you do for Victoria. So again, thank you, mayong hapon sa inyo tanan, madamo gid nga salamat, kag mayong adlaw sa tanan. Happy Fiesta!
Thank you so much, Councilor Dino Acuña, sa pagpaambit sa paghatag sa detalyado. Grabe no, in 1700s, 1800s. So giniisip tagit hasta nakalabot sa 2025.